Bangladesh, so his own credibility is in doubt.
The couple have no idea about the extra guests planning to surprise them on their big day. The officers must keep their presence a secret in case the groom gets cold feet and runs.
The plan is no one can actually see where we're situated. Mr. Khan, his wife and the witnesses will be brought in. We'll be here. This is where we'll make our arrest and make further inquiries.
The wedding party has arrived, expecting to go straight into the marriage ceremony. But the team have arranged for just the groom to be brought into the room where they're ready and waiting.
Hello, sir. Would you like to come in here for me, please? Yep, hello. I'm an immigration officer from the United Kingdom Border Agency. So I'm arresting you as a suspected immigration offender. You do not have to say anything, but anything you do see may be noted and later given in evidence. For the moment, sir, for your safety and for mine, I'm going to place handcuffs on you. So I'd like you to put your hands like that for me, please. Out of you in front of you like this.
I will not do it till I see my lawyer because...
no, at the moment, sir. Just put your hands up here for me. All right?
What I did
just keep
wrong.
them, that'll be explained to you, sir, okay?
You're under arrest at this moment in time as a suspected.
I got all the legal documents with me.
Yes, listen carefully.
Do you understand?
I can't believe that. I
No,
mean, I got all the legal documents with
Do you
me.
understand?
I come through all the Home Office process.
Yes, just take a seat over here for me, Mr. Khan. All right? Right, so. Can you tell me why you're here today?
Because I'm here to marry with my fiancée.
Okay, how long have you known your fiancée for?
Since August 2007.
And where did you first meet?
We met in the Market Town Centre first time. And we started dating each other.
Why are you marrying now, sir? Why are you getting married now?
Because I've been this lady from the last 2 years. Okay? And she's very caring. And we've been friends together first. And then we realized that we fell in love. Right? And she asked me one day. And he said...
She asked you?
Yes. I said, you really like me, you really love me? I said, yes, I do really like you, love you. And I really care about you. And she did as well.
All right, Mr. Khan, is this a last-ditch attempt for you to stay in the United Kingdom by marrying a British citizen?
Well, look, to marrying a British citizen is not a crime, is not illegal, right?
I didn't ask you that,
no,
Mr. Khan. Listen to the question.
If somebody fell in love with me and I fell in love with you and we cohabiting each other, right, is not a crime, right?
Have you paid to marry you?
No, I did not pay any single penny. You can ask her right now, she's there.
All right, Mr. Khan, what we're going to do now is we're going to take you to a vehicle which is parked at the back of this building.
Can I see my lawyer for 1 word? 1 minute?
You'll get a chance to possibly speak to him later.
You can do that later, okay?
No, I'd like to just have one single word.
No, just listen carefully, sir. I'm trying to explain to you.
Otherwise you can use force or beat me.
Well,
and
I'll be screaming.
To this officer till he explains everything to you.
Whatever,
okay?
you kill me, you beat me, but I want to have...
Sir, please, there's no need for that kind of talk. We're not going to kill you, we're not going to beat you. I'm trying to explain to what's going to happen. Listen, Mr. Khan, listen.
If you're under arrest, you do as we said just now, okay?
My got a mother heart condition, right? Okay? You have to inform my brother at least.
Well, we will
no, first you go and tell you're arresting me. No, you first you go and tell arresting me.
Right, Mr. Khan, if you do this nice and quietly, then your mother won't get upset, will she?
You will be given the chance at the police station to ask who you want informed, okay?
All right.
And we will speak to yourself.
And we will tell everyone here what's happening.
Imran!
Let's go.
So that's enough. Don't shout.
Imran! 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 They're arresting me! Imran! Excuse me. Excuse me, please.
No. Upstairs, you're not allowed up here.
Do this properly, sir.
I don't care who you are, just
Look,
you're not
listen,
allowed.
just one word with my brother, I will leave.
Not here, at the police station.
Yeah, what I did wrong, you tell me first.
We will tell you.
Explain everything to you.
Can you explain this immigration here? What I go through all the documents, paperwork here.
Explain everything to you, police station, okay? You need to calm down. Okay? Everything will be explained to you there.
Just sit in the car, sir. Okay. Just turn around, head down, keep your head down. That's it. Just sitting there.
We're going to go back up now and we're going to speak to the wife, we'll speak to the brother as well and let them know, fill them in with the circumstances, but we'll speak most importantly with her first of all and see what the story is that she's got to give us. Okay.
We're now going to interview the lady, so we'll see what happens here.
Well,
Take a seat here, ma'am.
yeah.
The team want to know what part the bride has played in planning the wedding. Will she back up the man's claims that they've been in a loving relationship for 2 years and that the proposed marriage is genuine?
That's secret.
Coming up, uncovering a secret life in the Stoke takeaway.
Narnia.
And tall tales revealed at Heathrow.
You've either lied to the Home Office so you can get your certificate, or you're lying to me now. They can't both be true. You can't have been in Brazil and met him.
At the Ho Fook takeaway in Stoke, the enforcement team are questioning the kitchen worker.
If he has a passport? No. Thank you.
Chief Immigration Officer Sean Flaherty uses an interpreter on the end of a phone.
Hello. Claim asylum. Okay.
The man, who says he's an asylum seeker, claims he's just here as a guest of his friends and helping out a little in return.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
He has a letter from the Home Office about his asylum claim, which he keeps in his room.
What's this? Secret.
The hidden cubbyhole next to the kitchen.
It's like Narnia. Fantastic, thank you.
He claims the letter confirms he has permission to work.
These are yours.
Officer Flaherty spots a second letter the man is less keen to hand over.
This one here. Yeah. Which you've quite rightly said. They will say there's no restrictions on you taking employment. Back in 1998.
Yeah.
But then, back in March 2008, you are not allowed to work.
Yeah, not working. I know not working.
Okay, right.
I only come here and only help.
I accept that you're not getting paid, but in place of getting paid, you're given food and board. So it's work. Still work.
Officer Flaherty checks the Home Office records.
When was he refused asylum?
The worker has never reported since claiming asylum in 1998, and his claim has been refused. He is listed as an absconder and is not allowed to work.
Okay. Mr. Zhou, you're under arrest. Okay?
Yeah.
You're a failed asylum seeker. Yeah? You have no leave to the United Kingdom. Okay? So you're now under arrest. Do you understand that?
No, that's it.
No, okay. I'll break it down nice and simple. You're under arrest. You shouldn't be working, you shouldn't be in the country. You haven't complied with immigration so far. You've rendered yourself in this position at the moment, okay? You're going to come with me, we'll have a word outside, okay, my colleague's going to search your room. Alright? Okay, come to me. Is shown a continuing blatant disregard for the immigration laws. Come here seeking our protection, and he hasn't done anything to kind of help himself or us. So he's under arrest now.
The team know that detaining and removing Chinese illegal immigrants is not straightforward. They will almost certainly have to release this man on bail.
The problem we've got is the length of time it takes us to get a travel document for a Chinese person. It can be up to 12 months, so it's almost certain that we're not going to get bed space for him for 12 months. Somehow we have to persuade him that he should report to us and that he can't work during that time.
The takeaway owner is legitimately in the UK as a dependent of her husband, the student. But she has been employing an illegal worker and could face a fine of up to £10,000.
You have to write to them. OK, let me just explain what's happened. This gentleman here, he's not allowed to work.
He's just helping me.
Helping's working, I'm afraid. He's not allowed to help.
He's also helping my children. Is he, say, working for my...
He's not allowed to work in the UK.
So where he go?
He's going to be detained now. We're taking him to a police station where we'll interview him further.
Okay, man, your head. Go to the front. Take all your seats.
The team regularly find illegal immigrants who attempt to prolong their stay in the country by putting in baseless asylum claims. In 2008, the UK border agency sent 13,000 failed asylum seekers back home.
Asylum's there for a reason. Asylum's there to offer protection to people who genuinely need it. People claim asylum and then don't cooperate with us, and it makes a mockery of the asylum system. And it's, frankly, it's an insult to the people who actually are genuinely seeking asylum. He hasn't played by the rules, and I think he should be detained long term. I will get a passport for him. That's my opinion. Right.
There is not enough room to detain all illegal immigrants picked up in enforcement raids, especially when it can take a year to get hold of their travel documents.
Just get to the door and then come back, mate.
After being interviewed, the man is released on bail. The owner of the takeaway will be fined up to £10,000 for employing an illegal worker. In Glasgow, a team are investigating what they believe is a sham marriage. They have arrested a Pakistani man who was minutes away from tying the knot with his British bride. He says they've been in a steady relationship for 2 years and are very much in love. Now it's the bride's turn to explain how she came to be betrothed to the man she knows as Jamie Rose.
How long have you known this man?
August 2007.
August 2007. Where did you meet him? In a pub, in a club, in a restaurant, in a house?
In a shop. In a car. It's one of my friend's pals, so I met him through a friend, and his friend brought him through to meet me.
All
in
right.
his car.
In a car. So that was the first time you met, was in a car?
First, yeah.
Was that in a car park or was that just in the street?
Just in the street.
And what was the purpose of this meeting? Why did your friend bring this man to meet you?
Just something about talking to me and asking if things to do, like if I was getting money, like benefits and all that.
Did he mention giving you any money at all for the purpose of possibly getting married? Especially if you tell the truth.
No, he's never. He's offered. He's gave me money and that, but.
How much money has he been giving you?
£20.
What is that? Every day, every week, every month?
Every week.
Gives you £20 every week. And what's that for?
That's just to help me out if I'm stuck with stuff like for gas and the lecky and that.
Whose idea was it to get married?
It wasn't mine.
All right. Did you fill in a form to get married? Because I've seen a form with all your details on, your name, your mother, your father, and it's signed by you.
I signed it, but I never filled the form, man.
So you didn't fill the form in, it was filled in for you by...
I don't know who by.
But it was filled in when you saw it.
I filled in when I saw it.
Did Jamie not tell you what it was for?
No, Jamie just said sign their name there, that's what I got told today.
And has he ever mentioned to you about getting married so that he can stay here in the United Kingdom, stay in Scotland? Have you ever discussed that?
He mentioned something like that. He asked me, but I never... Because he only mentioned something about, have you ever been married before? And I told him, no, I've not been married before. But he mentioned about married and that. But he never mentioned anything about getting married to me or anything.
So if Jamie had said to you, come on, let's go to Glasgow, we're going to get married, what would you have said to him?
I would have said no.
Have you ever had any intention of getting married to Jamie Rose Khan?
No, just friends.
Do you believe now that he's deceiving you so that he can remain in the UK?
Yeah, I know. If I knew all this, I would never have done it.
Okay. I'll take you back through. Okay.
I don't know what she thought she was coming to sign. She thought she was coming to sign papers, and she had no intention of getting married, didn't know she was coming to get married. Why else you would come to a registry office, I'm not 100% certain, but she was certainly in no mind to get married today, so it kind of it puts the mockers on his explanation of why he's here today.
The team are satisfied the man's attempt to get married today was a scam to stay in the UK. And they caught him just in time.
If he did get married today, then ultimately he would have been in a far stronger position with the Home Office to submit any applications to remain in the UK, because he would have obviously been saying that he was in a marriage that was subsisting, and it would be harder for us with any applications that he put in to reject that.
The man is held in detention, awaiting his removal back to Pakistan. The team accept that the bride was an innocent victim of his scam.